Alright. So Josh Lee Vent Station is back, and I'm here to talk about ARCA, or the current state of ARCA. So I'll keep it brief because I'm gonna shout out Racing with Joe right quick because his silly season video from like 2023 before the season started, it's kind of what led to me watching ARCA again. Like I've always watched ARCA every now and then since like 2014, 2015 or so, but I hadn't really paid that much attention to it until Racing with Joe made that silly season video talking about who's gonna go where, what drivers come in, Frankie Muniz joined the fray, this and that. Like, and he got me to really like hooked into ARCA. Although I wasn't able to watch ARCA live when it happened most weeks because it was on channels I just outright didn't have. But whenever it was available, I was gonna watch it, and I did for the most part. Even when things kind of got boring throughout the season, because Jesse Love kind of just dominated, and Jesse Love being Jesse Love, saying stupid things, the way he overreacts to every like simple like shoves, like not even a shove, like just a little nudge, like a few meters in a corner. Like it's a short track racing, but it is what it is. Jesse Love is just gonna complain, like all the other RCR guys complain, except for Kyle Busch. He just stands out. But the RCR guys, this is a trend I noticed. But anyway, I'm not gonna harp on that. Let's go to. I'm gonna talk about Jesse Love won championship. Not much to say. 2024 was interesting because Daytona race sucked from what I heard. It was apparently that went all the way till like midnight almost, which I don't know why NASCAR thought that was a bright idea. People barely care about ARCA as is, or at least the general public barely cares about ARCA as is, and having a race at midnight after a truck race, which people also hated that race. Though I don't actually, I'm not okay. Here's the thing: I'm not gonna knock I'm not trying to knock ARCA by saying they stink or something. It's just more of like they're considered the fourth tier series in like the NASCAR ladder, and it's not even just a recent thing. It's just kind of they considered that even before NASCAR bought them out. That's like a lot of NASCAR's current stars ran through ARCA before they actually ran through like the NASCAR ladder, if that makes sense. So it's like I don't know why they did that, but anyway, the season itself was really interesting because I'll put it like this: 2023, Jesse Love won a bunch of races. Greg Van Alst got a win. Greg Van Alst got a win. I feel like I messed up the name, sorry. I forgot who else won, but it was mainly just Jesse Love winning a bunch of races. Oh yeah, and William Sawalich when he was running part-time. Connor Zillage probably won one or two races. Anyway, going back to 2024, the full-time lineup, I'll put it like this. None of the full-time drivers won a race. Right? Maybe, or if one did, they weren't even top 5 in the point standings. That which is very bizarre. But, you know, it kind of just starts like, and that's interesting because the thing is, the guys who are winning ARCA in 2024, just a bunch of races, because, you know, 20 race season, it was Connor Zillage and William Sawalich, two young, up-and-coming superstars. Connor Zillage was, like, racing pretty much everything in America, almost, and, well, I think he won in pretty much almost everything. He didn't win in trucks, but more time in that ride, he probably would have. And yeah, like Zillage is just, I don't know, it's just something about him. Quite the star. Hasn't really, I mean, actually it kind of worked out for him this year in Xfinity, but that's something for another time. So Walsh, I didn't know at the time, but he was still underage, and because of that, he couldn't run full time. Because of that, he couldn't even run full time in ARCA. But I was sitting there wondering why is he not running full time? Because he was running part time in 2023 and it turned out well. And I'm like, why didn't he run full time in 2024? Then it's because I wasn't even paying attention to his age right away. Like, I'm just sitting here thinking he must be 18 by now, but no, he wasn't. So that's why he didn't run the whole season. But it is what it is. He still won like 7-8 races, I think. And who won? Gustine won. Jake Finch. They both drove for Venturini Motorsports. And Venturini's lineup was weird because, or I say weird, well, Tony Brininger running full-time, about time that she ran full-time for the team. She runs sporadically down there. Anyway, that season was alright for her, I guess. She didn't really get into too much trouble. But the baffling thing, it was Chris Wright and Amber Balkin. First off, Amber Balkin sucks. We all know this. Anyone who watches ARCA knows this. She ran part-time for Venturini in 2023. Not sure, I don't remember how that went. Not really memorable. She kept crashing in 2024. I'm not sure. I gotta look back and see how much of it was her fault, because here's the thing, after seeing what happened to Dean Thompson in 2023 Truck Series season, I've sort of changed how I look at a bad season in particular. I changed the way I view it, because that poor guy, man, like, it just did not go well. But anyway, like, Chris Wright is the most baffling decision. Like, Chris Wright was one of those guys who, like, he failed in trucks and Xfinity. He has nowhere else to go. ARCA picked him up, and here we go. Like, which, by the way, this year, I know I'm taking forever to get to this year, because I want to talk about, like, the very, very current state right now. But, like, yeah, like, you gotta feel those guys this year. Chris Wright finished 3rd in the point standings. That, I never thought I'd hear that for anything. Chris Wright, because he is absolutely garbage, or at least I feel like it. Or maybe just needed the right equipment. I don't know. Actually, wait. No, I don't know. I'm not gonna think that deep in it. But Chris Wright is just pretty terrible. But he has some bright spots. I'll give him that. 2024. I'm hoping to make a video on 2024 ARCA Series season as a whole at some point. I don't know when. But I got to, like, Chris Wright. He had his moments where he seemed like he was close. At least there's that. LeVar Scott, there again. He's full-time again this year, which I was about to question why, but honestly, just give him more time. I'd give him more time. Given how Walsh is doing in the Xfinity Series, I'd say just give LeVar Scott more time. Some of these guys, you just gotta wait it out and see what happens. You know? So, yeah, so, you know what? And I'll say this. Yeah, Andres Perez. I'm not going to say, yeah, Andres Perez wasn't bad. He did what he had to do, and he won the championship. Winless. It is what it is, you know. They did what him and LeVar Scott did what they had. I think they're the top 2 in the standings at the end of the season. But, yeah, like, they did what they had to, like, they got good finishes. LeVar Scott had been close to winning on multiple occasions. Him and Chris Wright were part of that 3-way finish, or, like, 3-wide finish at the end of, like, I think either Berlin or, no, it was Elko. It was Elko. Where Walsh won that race. Yeah, so Walsh won like his 7th race there, but it was still a great finish. And now we skip to 2025. And yeah, like Cletus McFarland, the Cletus McFarland. I heard something about him being a NASCAR, but I'm like, not sure how that's gonna go. Then I hear him on being an ARCA. I'm like, okay, what? So I'm looking, where is he? I look at the entry list. I didn't see his name. And I'm going to be honest, I thought Cletus McFarland was his real name. I didn't know it was Garrett Mitchell. Oh, man. But whatever. Race, they live streamed, like, what? Dash. He had an onboard camera that was live streamed on YouTube. Race didn't end well for him, but honestly, given the wreck he was in, he didn't come out of it that bad. Anyway, but yeah, dude was entertaining in the broadcast too, especially when the Daytona race was an absolute wreck fest. I was still hyped for it given the lineup. And here's where I stem back to what was going on. Here's where I stem back to what was going on with what I said about Chris Wright earlier, where they ran trucks in Xfinity and it just didn't really pan out. Nowhere else to go. Lost the ride, and well, they wound up in ARCA. Well, there was like a few guys here, it feels like, or maybe just one. I know Tad Moffitt immediately springs to mind off the top of my head. Oh yeah, another one, Lawless Allen, because Lawless Allen, he ran trucks. Lawless Allen ran part-time for Rayum Brothers Racing in ARCA last year. Just nothing of note. He kind of ran part-time, and it is what it is. But now he's running full-time for Venture Motorsports this year in that 20 car. And, well, he won at Talladega, and then at Kansas, shows some speed. Like, he was actually battling for the lead, so it's not even like he's already doing way better than Chris Wright ever did. And Chris Wright wasn't particularly that bad. So yeah, that was really interesting. Tad Moffitt is alright as well. I mean, it sucks for him that he wound up runner-up in Talladega the way he did, but it's whatever. So it was just, this season, I'm really psyched for it. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what it is, especially with the full-time lineup we have now. Like, Brendan Queen of late model, I almost said royalty. I don't know. Like, he seems to be in late model for years. And, like, seeing him win 2 races. Like, he won Daytona, and then he goes on to win Kansas. So for anyone who wants to put an asterisk on Brendan Queen because of Daytona, well, he won Kansas. he's a serious threat. I mean, Pinnacle Racing is a solid team anyway. I mean, Connor Zilic won a bunch of races with him last year in the 28. So, Connor Zilic proved the concept that, really good team. Heck, back in 2023, he proved those concept. I don't think he won. I don't think Zilic won a race in 2023 for him, but he still showed the speed. But really props to him. It was amazing. It really was. But yeah, anyways, gonna have myself a bit. There's someone else that fled to ARCA, maybe off to my. Actually, I don't remember. There probably is, I just don't remember right now. But it is what it is. The current state in ARCA, I just love it. Or not that I love it. Like, I feel like there's still more to it that could happen, but to be improved on. But as it stands now, there's a decent amount of cars now, at least more than Canada Series. There's a decent amount of cars. There's, like, you see, like, some of these guys go down to ARCA, and it seems to be working out for them. So far, at least. Like, Lost Allen's making it work. Tad Moffitt, I mean, Kansas didn't really go the best for him, but, it wasn't absolutely abysmal. Isabel Robusto is having a rough start, but I feel like she's having a Dean Thompson season right now. A lot of these incidents that she's a part of don't seem to be her fault, but, like, I don't know. Like, it feels like I said, it feels like a Dean Thompson season where if she crashes a lot, it's not going to be her fault. That's what it feels like, and that's an unfortunate fate because if she's not back, let's assume she has a Dean Thompson kind of season, and she doesn't come back or isn't hired or again, whatever, after this season. Like, if she loses a ride, then that really sucks. And I really want to see her succeed, I feel like they're gonna hype her up too much though. Kind of like Tony Bringer though. I don't know, because I've heard good things about Isabel Robusto, so I hope it works out well for her, And who else am I'm not sure who else to think about, because I don't have notes on me or anything. I'm just off the top of my head, which usually I need notes for these things. But yeah, overall, I think only 4 races in. I'm still psyched for whatever's up next. Even if it's a short track where the car count is smaller, it's still going to be interesting to me. Like, because I want to see, like, it's just quite the lineup amongst the full-time guys. Like, I don't know what it is. I think there's, like, 10 running full-time. I could be wrong. And even if it is, like, more than 10, it's probably going to thin out as the season goes on. Because that's just how it is with some of these lower series. They don't, like, stick it out with certain drivers. They'll kind of just quit well ahead. I always find weird, but it is what it is, You don't have those Cup Series luxuries of just sticking out to the end for most of these guys. So yeah, ARCA, oh boy, I'm gonna love it. So yeah, not much else to say. I kind of went on a vent for longer than I thought I would, but it is what it is. Other than that, that is about it.